Hey, what's going on, good people? How you feeling? How you living? Welcome to the KMF Network. I am your host with the most. It's your boy, Coach GB, coming through from the 4, the 1, the 2, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You could be anywhere else in the world on social media, but you're here with us today, and for that we say thank you. We truly appreciate you tuning in and subscribing, and our hopes is that we inspire, help to transform your mindset, which will ultimately help to transform your life. Which brings me to my topic of discussion for today. So recently, I've been really getting interested and started to buy stocks on, shout out to Robinhood. I don't get paid for them, but shout out to them, the Robinhood app, that I've been messing around with the stock market a little bit, and with everything going on, stocks are going very low right now. Bargain basement prices are happening as we speak. It's a great time, in my opinion, to do some investing in not only in your life, but in your wallet a little bit too. Have your money work for you a little bit as opposed to you working for your money. It's just a great wealth principle to live by. So I've been doing some research and I've been messing with that a little bit, and it got me really thinking about mindset, and it got me thinking about, man, if my mindset was a stock, would I buy it? Or would I want to sell it off? Is the value low, or is my mindset, is the value high? And I come to a couple of different things I think are the top 3 things that really molds and shapes your mindset as you go through life on a daily basis. I think it's built off of certain factors. And these are my top 3 that I want to talk about today. Okay. I like to call number 1, growing up as a kid, my parents taught me, insert whatever. I'm going to talk about my parents, Craig and Pauletta Brown, 2 incredible human beings. If you have met them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are absolutely incredible, genuine human beings. Love them to death. That doesn't mean I agree with everything that they taught me. And that doesn't mean that I've taken everything that they've taught me, but I've taken a lot of what they taught me as a child, and it's helped mold and shape me into the man that I am today. One of the main things that my parents taught me was to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added to you. Now, that comes from this book that has 66 other books in it. You might want to check it out. It's pretty cool, right? Google a book with 66 books in it, and I think you'll be able to find it. And I think you'll be able to find that quote too. Put God first in everything you do. Seek him first. Even the company that I'm partnered with in my business has the principle to get right with God is the very first principle, success principle. I personally feel when you are aligned with your higher power, with your God, I think that is where peace of mind comes in. That's where faith comes in, and that's where expectation comes in my opinion. I believe that this is a great way to live your life because it allows you to navigate through these things in life. We're in this world, but we're not of this world. This is just a temporary, we're only going to be here for a little bit of time. If you remember in my last video, we're only here for maybe around 4,000 weeks at the very most. I'm about at 2,200 weeks. We're in the second half of the game. So if you haven't had God in your life or your higher power guiding you through things that are going on, I just highly recommend that you seek that out for yourself. I'm not going to push anything on you, but just seek that out for yourself and really find somebody, or just go to your higher power and just really pray on those things, meditate on those things, and then see what happens. Right? Another principle that my parents taught me were to treat people how you want to be treated. I believe it's called the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And this has been a very, very big part of my life because I value people. I absolutely love people. I have a way of being able to separate my personal feelings from people and still, and love them unconditionally. We don't always, with my friends and colleagues, we don't always agree on things, but we always have the best intentions at heart. And it's always been something that I truly value, is to treat those people like I would want to be treated myself, because that's the way that my parents treated me. They treated me like I wanted to be treated, if you will. And they did a fantastic job, if I must say so myself. They're fantastic people. The third thing is throw all your anxieties onto your higher power, because he cares for you and he will help you navigate through that. I'm very rarely get anxious over anything, because I have a way of just saying, hey, God, I'm going to give that to you. That's a tough load for me to bear, man. I'm going to need some help, right? And that's what I do. And then I just let it go. Leaves the mind, whoop. And I just keep moving in my life. And I work hard to allow that, because, man, principalities and powers, there's a lot of things going on in this head, man, that can really, really, really get you messed up. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. There's a lot of doubt and fear and worry out there. And 1% doubt, man, you're out of your dreams, you're out of your goals, and you're out of connection with your higher power, because everything is operated on faith, not on fear. It's a two-sided coin, faith or fear. Which side do you decide you want to work with? Now, one thing that my parents did teach me, and I didn't follow at all, well, kind of, was to go to school, get an education, get good grades, get a job, work for 30 years with a company, and you'll have happily ever after, basically. Be a 9-to-5 employee. I did not go that route. I did get some education, if you will. I'm not a college graduate. But at the same time, whenever I was in school, I did well. This philosophy was what they were taught as the American dream. And for me, it wasn't the American dream for me. I had always aspired, even as a young man, in my late teens and even early 20s, of wanting to run my own business. As a matter of fact, I actually wanted to run my own sports bar at one point, and that was the thing that I thought that I would be doing in life. So things change, but here I am running my own business, having my own brand and enterprise and things of that nature. And it's very fulfilling. This was the path that I chose. This wasn't the path that my parents would have chosen for me, but they're very happy for me. And let me also add that, you may not always agree with some of the things. You'll take some things from parenting and you hope that your kids do the same thing. But always recognize that I believe that your parents did everything in their power to give you the very best that they possibly could. Right? And they did the very best with what they knew and what they felt was right. And that's something to be very appreciative of when it comes to your parents. And if you still have your parents still on this earth, let them know how much you appreciate them. Really. Let them know, how you feel about them. Because once again, life is short. Life is very short. Now, the second thing I want to bring up is, what kind of content do you feed your mind on a daily basis? We all eat every single day, right? At least I do. I like to eat. Food is good, right? But what kind of food are you feeding your mind? Are you a social media scroller? Is that your thing? To get on social media and scroll and troll people's comments and things? For me personally, it could become a distraction. And the temptation to scroll and even to, you know, troll a little bit is great. It's a great temptation. But then at the end of the day, I ask myself, is scrolling social media helping me to create a legacy for my family? And the answer is no. So this is why you'll never see me on social media getting involved in any political speech, any racial things, anything that's polarizing. I don't really have time for it, and I just urge you to do the same. Like, just move on from it. It's really not doing anything but just distracting you from your true purpose. It truly is. Right? Do you watch the news? Are you a Fox person? Do you watch CNN, MSNBC? Here we have KDKA, WTAE. What are you feeding your mind? You know, at one point in this pandemic, I really thought that we were going to come together as a nation. But the longer that things went on, you started seeing more division. And the division comes from what it is that you're taking in internally and you're accepting as truth. T. Harv Eker in Secrets of the Millionaire's Mind said, "Nothing has meaning except for the meaning that you give it." Meaning that whatever you take in, you have a choice of either saying, yes, I believe what that person or what that content is saying, and I'm going to take that as truth. Or you could say, no, that doesn't jive with what I believe, and you can delete it. But you have different outlets that influence you on a daily basis by virtue of watching the news. For me, I don't personally do the news. It's bad news. It's always bad. They always start with murders and fires and accidents. That's not really what I want to put in my mind. I'm not interested. Right? Do you read books like the Bible? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. You know? Just do you help with personally developing yourself on a daily basis? Right now, I am in the morning. I read a book called Blessed and Unstoppable by Dr. Billy Alsbrooks. It's a phenomenal 31-day manual, basically, that helps with assessing yourself. And at night, I read Think and Grow Rich, which helps to build my mindset. Because your mind is a muscle. It's a muscle. It needs to be worked out on a daily basis. And it also needs to be fed the proper things on the daily basis. Otherwise, your mind will become warped with things that you feel are truths that may not necessarily be the absolute truth. You start creating stories about, you know, different races and different types of people. You know, the big thing now is Democrats blaming Republicans, Republicans blaming Democrats. Should we be in the quarantine? Should we not be in the quarantine? And my thing is just like, hey, why don't we just get through this together? Stop blaming, complaining, and acting like victims of everything, and just get through it together. Let's just move forward together. And I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that I don't feed my mind bad news. I don't do that. I don't deal with social media from from the polarizing things and topics that could be a part of that. Honestly, going back to my parents, that's another thing too, is that they gave me a sense of who I am as a person and not getting caught up in the color of my skin and things of that nature and creating any type of story with that, or any other type of story of somebody who may look at me differently. Once again, I can only control what I can control. You can only control what you can control, period. So let's not get caught up in the narrative, if you will. At the end of the day, it's all ego-driven anyways. You know, it's just a matter of trying to be right as opposed to being righteous. And that's working together, helping to see people through what it is that they're going through. The third thing is, who do you talk to on a daily basis. And what do you talk about? Do you talk about politics? Oh man, that Trump, man, he just, he's terrible. He's great. Or, hey, that Trump, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. What do you talk about? You talk about other people? I think they call it gossip, stuff like that. Is that your main mode of relationship with another person, talking about another person? I just urge you to rethink that. How about ideas? Do you talk about ideas? Ideas to help you to grow, to cultivate, to inspire, to edify, help you become better. You can have a common bond with somebody and really focus on working on things in order to help you to improve. You got to check your circle and see who you're working with, right? Wise man once told me, hang around 9 broke folk, you bound to be the 10th. Hang around 9 millionaires, you're bound to be the 10th, right? You hang around 9 jackasses, you'll be the 10th jackass. You hang around 9 loving people, and you will be a loving person, right? Do you talk about sports? Do you talk about your goals? Do you talk about your stocks? Do you talk about beer? I like talking about beer. I like beer. It's good. I talk about that from time to time. Stocks, or what do you talk about on a daily basis? What is your thing, right? Because all of these things, at the end of the day, what you were taught growing up as a kid, the content that you take in on a daily basis, and the environment that you surround and the people that you surround yourself with on a daily basis, whether you realize it or not, it's molding and shaping everything that's in here. And if you don't like the way that you see the outlook of the world, or you don't like what's happening in your own world, you have the power to change that. Get into some good books. Really start focusing on your mindset. Maybe change your circle up a little bit, right? Maybe let's talk about people a little bit less. Not get caught up in the did you hear type of gossip and stuff that does nothing for nobody. It's the worst form of communication, because it's like playing telephone. You remember playing telephone as a kid? You used to, whisper in one ear, and you said something, you could say the world is black, right? And by the time it got to the 10th person, they're saying the farm is lack or something crazy, because it all got distorted in the communication, because it's the worst form of communication. So let's get caught up in helping each other. Let's get caught up in edifying each other. Let's get caught up in supporting each other moving forward. Because I firmly believe, once again, that we were brought on this earth to see people through it. Not to see through people and try to expose and all that. It's garbage, right? So buy, sell your mindset. What's the value of your mindset right now? Something to marinate on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button here if you like this message. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share this message with somebody that you love, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all on this thing called life together. Let's see each other through it. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good day. And like that, we're gone. Peace out.